Yo, what's good, everybody? Welcome back to Us Boxing. We're back again with another weekend recap, man. We got some news and notes too. We're gonna drop on you guys. Before I get into it, I want to salute everybody coming through the building. Make sure you guys hit that like button and subscribe. I appreciate the support. You know what I'm saying? As always, come on through. Drop your comments. You know what I'm saying? Your thoughts. Everything is good. All right, let's get into it, y'all. We had a good week of boxing. You know what I'm saying? I was entertained for sure. It was a lot of drama, a lot of shit going on, so we're gonna touch on it. Let's go back to Thursday. This was at the WBC convention. Junior Zarate versus knockout CP Freshmart. They fought for the vacant WBC title at 108 pounds. The title was vacant. Is vacant because the champion Carlos Canizales, he's from Venezuela. He couldn't get out the country. They got some political stuff going down out there, so he couldn't get out. My bro Mike in the building. What's good with you, bro? PGA's big dog in the building. Salute, bro. What's good with you? Salute. Appreciate y'all coming through. So Canizales couldn't get out the country, so they put him in champion recess, and they put this fight for the vacant title. CP Freshmart, he kind of out craft and maneuver this guy, you know what I'm saying, to win the belt. It was an okay fight. You know what I'm saying? It was a hometown fight for his knockout, so he was able to get the win. So he's the new WBC champion at 108 pounds. So what they're gonna do next? If Canizales can't travel out the country, then he ain't gonna be champion no more. You know what I'm saying? Because ain't nobody going to Venezuela to fight. So in that landscape at 108, we're about to have a unification there in a couple of weeks, December the 17th. Takami, the WBA champion, versus the WBO champion, Renee Santiago. You know what I'm saying? So that's two belts right there. And then the IBF belt, Sim Street, he's in Thailand. And he has a mandatory. So we'll see what if Knockout do anything with the belt. You know what I'm saying? So he's a new champion. He said, why they keep Robin Roach? Man, I don't know. He on the wrong, To me though, this fight he could have picked it up a little bit though. You know what I'm saying? The Tank fight, yeah, they got him over there. But this one, I felt like he was kind of, I don't know. But yeah, I understand. I thought he wanted to fight too. I thought he wanted to fight. That's a narrative going into it, but after the fight, that's a narrative that he been getting robbed. But shit, yeah, he know where he was at. Uh, so this card right here was early Saturday morning, and down in Australia, Java Taya versus Hussein Sankara. Man, you had a bunch of knockouts on the undercard. Jason Maloney, Ben Mahoney, Terramona. Those guys got stoppages. Jake Wiley versus Paul Fleming. That was a bad decision right there. Paul Fleming should have got the nine on that one. And then McIntyre got a win. Main event though, Jabba Taya versus he fought his mandatory Sankara, who is unknown. He's from Germany. He's been pro for a long time. 40 years old, and he came in with a reputation as a puncher. I believe that after watching the fight. Typical job Taya fight, trying to get the range and distance. They got like a long guard, and he was feigning, down low and trying to come over top. Second round, he got clipped with two straight right hands, and he got buckled. And I mean, it was a good shot. I thought he was. I thought he. I don't know if he was hurt, but he got buckled for sure. But that was. I mean, that was the only real good spark from Sin Cara. Other than he was landing some good jabs from Java Tye. But you could tell he had power, and Ja was taking his time. But he started to slowly break him down, and then Sin Cara, he started getting tired. That was his downfall. When he started getting tired, Jabba Tye started to pick up the gas. But he was touching up. You could tell he got some power because he won't landing a lot of shots, but Ja's face was all fucked up. He even got like a little dent on the side of the right side of his face, Jabba Tye. So looked like he got some issues, and we're gonna talk about that too. But eighth round, we had a spectacular highlight reel knockout where Ja fainted down low and came over top with a nice overhand left hand, and that was it. I mean, he hit Sin Cara with a big shot, and he was up out of there. He was down for a minute too, but he got back up and all that shit. But that was a spectacular knockout. So Jabba Taya keeps his IBF Ring Magazine cruiserweight titles. He had 3 big knockouts this year, not against the best competition, but all in all, Jabba Taya he's exciting as a fan favorite type shit. He's gonna bring that shit. So the aftermath, both guys went to the hospital. Sin Cara, they said he got a fracture in his neck. If y'all see the way he got knocked out, the way he landed on the second and the last rope. So that was like a little whiplash effect. I'm pretty sure that had something to do with it, but he hit hard. So they say he got a fracture in his neck, so hopefully he's good to go and he can recover from that. And Jabba Taya, they're saying he has a fractured orbital bone. Because like I said, if you go watch it, the end of the fight, this dude got like a little dent. You know what I'm saying? Where his jaw meet, where his eye socket shit at. So I don't know how long he's gonna be out the ring. Jabba Taya broke his jaw before against Breathers, but he fought through that shit. So that's another setback. So we'll see. Hopefully both guys come out good. As far as what's next, I know Jabba Taya, he won't unification. The timing for him to fight Zerto never been on the same timing. Some always happen. Somebody get injured, mandatories pop up, whatever. And the fight never really got truly offered for both guys. So people say that Zerto ducking. Don't fall for that narrative unless you do your research. You know what I'm saying? You can if you do your research and then you say, man, nah, fuck that. Zerto ducking. Okay, cool. But people don't do their research. I know they don't because they don't even fuck with cruiserweights. You know what I'm saying? People can't even tell you 5, 6. They can't tell you 10 cruiserweight contenders right now. But they'll say that Zerto ducking. So don't fall for that, y'all. But the one that's realistic, the unification for him is next week. We got Badu Jack versus Noel McCallan. Um, that's the one that's realistic. If you look at the politics behind the scenes, if you notice, Jabba Taya didn't fight on the zone. He's not working with Eddie no more. That was his last fight with him. You know what I'm saying? So he's not. He don't have to. He's not working with Eddie. His fight was shown on UFC Fight Pass. And we all know UFC Fight Pass owned by Dana. Dana and Turkey working together. They did the last Terrence Crawford and they did the Crawford and Canelo fight. Y'all look at the tea leaves. And then look, next week, Steve Bash is one of the front promoters of Turkey. He won the purse bid for Badu Jack's fight, and they're on the same schedule. So I expect if Badu Jack wins for sure, I expect him to face Jabba Taya sometime second quarter next year, May or June. So that's just my observation, what I see. You know what I'm saying? And everybody's quick to say somebody ducking without knowing the whole story and not breaking it down like that. So they'll just say he ducking. So it is what it is. But yeah, man, that was a crazy ass knockout. I'm pretty sure you guys seen it already. He put that dude out. No, he's not vacating. Benavidez already got insurances from the WBC and WBA to go up to 2 cruiserweight and face Zerto with the option to come back down, and they're supposed to order his mandatory against Bivol. The WBA is supposed to order the mandatory after his fight with Zerto. So he's not vacating. Z Pacino, what's good with you? Marta Prince, salute. What's good? Trill Hill in the building. Salute to you. Appreciate you guys coming through. Appreciate it. Yes, sir. All right. In Germany, we had a title change. So Sarah Schritz, she's from Germany. Tall, rangy fighter. Like 6'6". She beat Lonnie Daniels for her IBF title. It's not wasn't like a pretty fight. I ain't gonna lie. Sarah was like leaning on Lonnie Daniels and stuff. It was like a real awkward fight, but she outboxed her though. When the fight was clean, she outboxed her. Lonnie Daniels got tired. Like after the fifth round, she was tired, and she lost her title. So there's another potential opponent for Carissa Shields, but she, of course, Carissa is like so much above a lot of these ladies. If Sarah was to fight um somebody else like Franchon or Shadeja, she might give them better runs. But Carissa, like so people don't give Carissa credit for being so dominant. They want her to move down. You know what I'm saying? As you get older, it's hard to move down. But this is another potential opponent. They fought at 175. It's weird the way they kind of break this light heavyweight and heavyweight down. Us, when we hear light heavyweight, we hear 175. And when we hear heavyweight, we hear 200 plus. But they do a little different, but it is what it is. But, we got a new champion, new German champion. This Matchroom show was banging. This is one of the better Matchroom cards that I've seen in a minute. Salute to them. This card was in Monaco. We had Shabazz Masood versus Peter McGrail. Man, this is a good card from top to bottom. Starting with Mekhaled versus Sean McComb. Mismatch. Um, yeah, that was a mismatch. McComb dominated this fight. He dropped Metcalf early in the fight. He was just too much season. Shit, looked like too much power too. Dude was up out of his depth. So McComb get a stop his victory. Now McComb is a solid fighter, bro. At 140 pounds, he don't got the biggest name, but he beat Barbosa easy. You know what I'm saying? I'll box him. That was on the Ryan Garcia, Devin Haney card. He got robbed. Now, that was a robbery. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people say close fights are robberies, and they'll say a close fight on the away side is a robbery, like Roach. That was a close fight last night, but he's on the away side, so he got robbed, right? But Sean McComb, shit, when you win 8 out of the 10 rounds, and you got and they give the other guy 7 rounds, that's a robbery. But look, Sean McComb looked good last night, coming off of 2 good wins. Um, Look, he called out Hitchens. I ain't mad at him, bro. You know what I'm saying? I ain't mad. I ain't saying he'll beat Hitchens, but shit, I like that because, like, bro, if you fighting and you don't want to fight the best, what's the point of even fighting? You know what I'm saying? So we'll see what's next for him. Uh, Conor Walker versus Pat McCormick. Yo, I like the game plan of Conor Walker. You know what I'm saying? A lot of smart pressure. I think the key to the fight was his short. He had a real short jab. He wasn't extending it or nothing, but when he got close to Conor Walker, he just popped that jab. And it wasn't like nothing crazy. He just kept popping it until he started to get close and he was breaking down McCormick. McCormick tried to box and whatnot, but he was getting busted up. You know what I'm saying? Eyes were swelling, cuts and all types of shit. And he had some good rounds and stuff like that. I thought Conor Walker was in control. I had him up. I thought he was winning the fight, more aggressive, more tactically sound, and that jab, he was on point with that. That jab was the key to the fight. But 12th round, we got some big drama where Walker he knocked McCormick out of the ring. You know what I'm saying? A lot of shots, cumulative shots that knocked him out the ring. And he scored a late 12th round knockout. You know what I'm saying? He was up on all the scorecards too by like 1 point. But I guess he needed that definitely to solidify the world title opportunity. Like I mentioned, going into this fight, the winner of Walker and McCormick would possibly get a world title shot against Lewis Crocker. And that would be a rematch for Conor Walker because for him and Lewis Crocker fought a real close, fun, action-packed type of fight. And a lot of people thought McCormick was going to come out here and box the shit out of Walker, but he didn't. He got stopped in the last round. So yeah, man, salute to Conor Walker though. He's just one of those workman-like guys that's easy to root for. Not really spectacular athletically and talent-wise, but he's just a tough, rugged guy that's gonna be in your face, and he gonna make you work. And he got the victory. So man, I hope he get the world title shot. You know what I'm saying? Um, Lewis Crocker is expected to come back, make a hometown defense April the 11th. The two candidates is Connor Walker and Harlem Eubank. You know what I'm saying? Um, Team Catterall trying to get that fight, which is understandable because that's a big fight, and that's a fight where Catterall can definitely win. So I think Crocker gonna either choose Eubank or Walker. Probably Eubank because he went to Eubank's fight the other week, and Eubank just came into the new IBF ranking. So we'll see. We'll see who he picked. But good win by Walker though. That was some good ass shit. He said, "Yo, I was wrong about Pat McCormick. Conor Walker wasn't. Yeah, no, Conor Walker wasn't going for that shit. He never looked. Yeah, he was on point. Nah, he was on point. Definitely robbery. I remember that fight. Yeah, that dude Barbosa ain't win no fight, no rounds. Really, Olympic fighters, they getting knocked out. Yeah, that's what somebody was on Twitter was like, oh, I thought, oh yeah, I'm gonna talk. Yeah, Fiera versus Turhan. We're gonna yeah, that's next. But we was talking about that, and it was like, oh, I ain't see this coming. I'm like, what? Turhan been sleeping shit because they figured because Fiera's an Olympian, she'll be able to overcome this. Man, look at that list right there, bro. Salute to you. The last guy, the French guy, he lost to Fonseca. Yeah, all those guys got beat the fuck up. Shit. So I'm just saying, it ain't all about that. It's about doing your research on the other opponent. Yo, Fiera versus Turhan, like I thought that she'd be able to box too, but I knew it was gonna be a banger because Fiera liked to fight. Turhan is she's a big puncher. Like that's what I'm saying. I watched her fight. I'm like, yo, reason why I was like, you know what? She's different dangerous because she believe in that shit and she got this determination about her that I'm like, bro, she's gonna keep throwing that shit. She's not technically sound. You know what I'm saying? She got some shit to work on. But that first round, it should have been two knockdowns. She landed a big right hand over the top that dropped Fiera. They didn't score the first knockdown, but the second one it was the same type of right hand, and then they scored it. And that was basically it. I mean, Fiera tried to get back in the fight with her boxing, but I don't know. She was just I don't know. Like I said, she liked the fight too, and then she got caught up in that. The closing moments of the fight, I think it was the fifth round when Torhead, man, she got her along those ropes. That was some dangerous ass shit. You don't see that in women's boxing. Not that type of knockout. So that lady got a lot of power. She took the IBL title at 135 pounds, lightweight. She's dangerous. Shit, she's dangerous. And then the landscape at 135 we can have some great fights. We got four different champions, and we need some type of unification down the line. So Turhan IBF champion, right? WBC champion. You got Caroline Dubois, who is supposed to sign with MVP. She's supposed to be on the undercard of supposed to be on Jake's undercard next week, in 2 weeks. So that's one. That's a fire ass fight. We got MVP also signed. They also had those. So MVP got like 135 on lock. They got all the champions except for Turhan. They got Terry Harper, who's a WO champion, 3 division world champion. She haven't made her debut with MVP yet, but she's a good solid fighter. I think Turhan is a bad matchup for her. Bad matchup. I think that's a bad one. I like Caroline Dubois though. I think Caroline Dubois can do some things, but she's still dangerous. And then you got the WA champion Stephanie Hunt. I don't like that matchup for her either. Stephanie Hunt is about to fight Holly Holm, January the 3rd on a Madison Reynolds undercard. So you got 4 champions that hopefully we get unification. But here's another thing. Turhan is the WBA mandatory for Alicia Baumgartner at 130. You know what I'm saying? So I doubt if she keep her position, but this is boxing. I guess you can be champion in this division and then be mandatory in the lower division. It's just wild, wild west type shit. But that's a future opponent for Alicia Baumgartner. You know what I'm saying? Because she don't got no opponents at 130. She got to go up to 35. You know what I'm saying? That's where the smoke is at. So, this girl dangerous. I'm not even gonna hold you. She's dangerous as hell. She came off. Yeah, she should have. Yeah, she should have took it easy a little bit. And she had pockets where she could have counter punch, but yeah, she did. She came out like, you know what? I'm about to go head on with this big puncher because she don't look like she unassuming. You know what I'm saying? She don't like she's cracking and she got that mean streak. But yeah, that girl, she's different. Alpha LD, what's good with you? I still ride with Fiera, but you're right. She got to tighten up. Yeah, she can win another world title. You know what I'm saying? She looking like man. She a problem for all of them. I like Caroline Dubois because what she do got some power. She got a little bit of cracks, and she can make her pay for flailing and missing that big right hand. But that lady she got a dog in her. I think Caroline could win that fight, but she got to be on. She got to be on point. Man, that shit. Yeah, Foxy Brown in the building was good. That was my favorite fight. Walker. Eddie was smiling. Yeah, he was happy for him. What's good? Salute to you. What's good? She's definitely a problem. Don't know if Dubois can beat her. She didn't look good late against Bo Ray Chin. Yeah, she got tired in that fight. She looked good against Jessica Kamara though. Um, you know, I think in her A, she gonna be on point though. She got to, so she gonna get slept. Um, Johnny Fisher versus Balaz. Yo, Johnny Fisher was all over the place in that first round. But he got his shit together, ended up scoring a fourth round knockout. Yo, Johnny Fisher, yo, he gonna be at a certain level. He didn't man, this look. When he step up, he gonna get beat. You know what I'm saying? He just at a certain level. Probably just local domestic, being on undercards. Like if he is a hometown guy, he's gonna bring at least 1,500 fans out. But as far as him stepping up, when he step up, he gonna be up out of there. So yeah, I'm not so. He touched the canvas and still can't. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like he looked his leg. No, his legs, bro. That's why I'm looking at his legs is everywhere. You know what I'm saying? So he got the win, but I ain't impressed. Where he gonna go from here? Like he ain't beat none of those domestics. He can't beat Dave Allen, bro. Shit, I agree. Yeah, if he can't beat Dave Allen, it's kind of downhill now. All right, main event: Masu versus McGrail. This is a good fight, technically. Two southpaws. I thought McGrail got out to a good start. I like his footwork, his movement, in and out type shit. I thought he was doing well. Masu started to get back in the fight, boxing and stuff like that. I was thinking, I felt like McGrail was in control, but the fight kind of changed when he got hurt late. McGrail got hurt late in the fight, and Masu started to, get busy and stuff. I thought McGrail kind of edged it out. It was a close fight too, but they gave it to Masu. Masu is a good fighter. I can't complain. I like to see him more active. He's a guy that's, he's a boxer. They got a little bit of pop, not a big puncher, but he got some pop. And I think the activity was kind of evident early, but then he started getting shit together. Um, yeah, he did give. Yeah, he did. He gave some rounds away. You know what I'm saying? But it was. I thought it was competitive. But Masu got the win. Masu, you listen, he in a position where he can fight for a world title. He just injuries and inactivity kind of derail him because he had a big win against Liam Davies. He beat him like easy money, right? But we ain't seen him since. Like I be hating that about boxers where they have a great performance and then we don't see them for like a year, 18 months. You know what I'm saying? So but yeah, Masu moves on. He called out Nick Ball at 126. So, I mean that fits the criteria. I mean Nick Ball, all his opponents since becoming champion, been former 122 fighters. So so even Brandon Figueroa, who they look like they made a deal to fight, he came from 122, but he much bigger though. So we'll see. I like Masu, show a lot of grit, skill, and at man, you know what I'm saying. It's early in the morning. I know what you're saying. He adapted. Big words and shit. No, I'm with you. This dude Masu can fight. I like he got he got some little toughness in him and shit too as a boxer. I mean, a lot of times we think boxers and slick guys are not tough and rugged and shit like that. But this guy actually got a little mean streak in him. That's his skill set. right? And he's gonna be tough to beat if he's on his shit though. Even like I don't he's not beating anyway, you know what I'm saying? But he can beat MJ. You know what I'm saying? That shit we seen from MJ, he can outbox MJ if he on his shit. So yeah, he was smiling his butt. Yeah, Eddie he put on a good show though. I'd be smiling too. Salute to him. That was a good show. All right, couple of notes before we get to the PBC card. So Thomas Lamana, he went out with a bang. He scored a fifth round TKO stoppage knockout win. Um, he had to come back though because he was losing that fight. He got dropped in the fourth round, and he was up out of there. And then he came back and scored a knockout in the fifth. So this was his farewell fight, bro. Yeah, bro, that's it for him. You know what I'm saying? Like, Cornflake, I salute him. He was never going to be one of the best fighters in boxing, but he a good dude. He's a promoter. He been around for a long time. You know what I'm saying? He was like real young. Had a lot of fights. I think he had like 40 some fights. Um, I like how he rebuilt it after the Lara fight. He went down to Mexico, had like 11, 12 fights in a row, got back in the mix, got locked in with the WBA. Even though he probably didn't deserve it per se, but salute to him for hustling and so his career, he didn't have a bad career, but he never was going to be a top guy. And I think he probably can admit that as well, and people around him too. But what he did was he put a lot of fighters on because he did. You remember that show that you remember that card that Truck Simpson fought Jahad Tucker? Thomas Lamana was the promoter because Top Rank was closing out on their deal, so they asked Thomas to Conflict to do the card. So him helping out fighters, putting them in a position, giving them a platform. Now he can focus on that. He can focus on that now, and he done with boxing. So that's what it is, though. But yeah, he went out with a scare though because he almost got stopped, but he came back to get the win. So salute to him. Oh, conflict. All right, the PBC card, man. I thought the card overall, I thought it was good. That Lara shit was wild. We're gonna speak on that, but Pitbull versus Roach, pay per view, Amazon Prime. Let's talk about it. Prelims. The prelims is pretty good now. Prelims set the table. Tom Brown, what's good with you? The prelims set the table for what we as fans was expecting to be a spectacular night because these first three fights was good. Luis Nunez versus Hector Sosa, good boxing. I mean, it was a good fight, good competitive fight. I don't think one guy like totally dominated. I thought Luis Nunez outboxed Sosa, had like the better defense and was a little bit more sharper. But that was a good fight. Luis Nunez, he wins the fight. I think what 97, 93. That was about right. That was a good scorecard. They fought for IBF regional title at 126 pounds. Hector Sosa, a couple years ago, he knocked out the new champion Jazza Dickens. You know what I'm saying? That Jazza Dickens is the new champion because Lamont Roach, he vacated. Well, he got stripped of his WBA title once he stepped in the ring. So Sosa been around. He was okay though. It's just I think down the stretch, Nunez kind of took control, got his rhythm, and he outboxed him. That was a good fight, though. Competitive. It wasn't boring. Nunez was boxing, but he wasn't like, running nothing like that. Sosa, I felt like he wasn't as aggressive as he used to be as in other fights, and he came up short. Lord pissed me off. I had him win by KO. If he could have fought behind the jab, yeah, he was just looking for big shots. I'm not sold on Bob Santos fighters. Nunez, Osorio get hit too much. Yeah. The Perro brothers. I never want to see Lara again if he fights like that. Yeah, He went back he went back to his uh 2014 days. Frank scared me. I thought Bartholomew was gone. Yeah, that was crazy knockout. Loserio versus Valenzuela. That was an action-packed fight, though. That was fun, entertainment. Loserio got a lot of work on. He do get hit too much for my liking. I guess I don't know. People are like, I'm cool with you trying to, be aggressive and getting your shit, but if you're not defending yourself, what's the point? You know what I'm saying? Because it's 50-50 at that point. But he started to break down Valenzuela. I think he scored a knockdown. He hit. I think it was the first round. It's kind of like a cuffing shot where he dropped him, but he was in control. Valenzuela is tough, and he gave up some effort, but he ended up getting stopped in the end of the eighth round. I thought it was actually a solid stoppage because, dude, well, you got to think, well, if the bell went wrong, it would have been cool. But I'm like, okay, the bell wrong, just give him a little bit, give him this 1 minute round, this 1 minute rest period to see where he at. You know what I'm saying? Like New York do. They let him go to the corner, get his 1 minute, and then after when the bell rang, they send him to the corner where the doctors at, check him out. He say he good, whatever, and then they come back. But the referee stopped it right when the bell ended. But he was taking some big shots though, Valenzuela. So Osorio moves on. He's like top 10 in the WBA at 154, and you gotta look at the way the matchmakers are set up in the PBC. So he'll probably fight somebody like Yoenis Tellus or Terrell Goucher. Terrell Goucher is the trial horse. You beat Terrell Goucher, then you can go ahead and fight, you know what I'm saying, bigger fights. We'll see. He's with Samson, so he'll be able to get opportunities. He's an okay fighter though. He alright, but he get hit too much for me. You know what I'm saying? Winston Lee, what's good with you? Frank Martin and Rancis. So Frank, this is a much anticipated return of Frank Martin coming off a knockout loss to Tank Davis over 18 months ago, 15 months ago. Man, he looks sharp. He looks sharp, making his debut at 140 pounds. Looks strong. Obviously brought the power up. I mean, he was in control in this fight. Fighting real smart. Like I said, he was like real sharp. Ducking, getting away from punches. Rancis wasn't doing nothing, just flicking out that trash ass jab. He wasn't really asserting himself, and he let opportunities slip, like big opportunities. Fourth round, I mean, that was his maker right there. He got dropped in that fight. He got dropped early in that round. You know what I'm saying? With like an overhand left. The speed was evident. Frank Martin had the speed advantage. And then he had a highlight reel knockout that closed the show. Straight left hand down the pipe was nice. And yeah, bro, that was a great performance coming off that loss. Frank is easy to root for too. You know what I'm saying? And we always want to see Frank in with good fighters. Like Frank always been good, and I think people trash him or disregard him because the Tank loss. But I also think that long layout, bro. You know what I'm saying? So, but he's right back, 140. Probably he should have been at 140. Probably before the Tank fight. It looked like he looked strong. He quick, fast. He still bring up all his qualities, and he can punch. So he's another key player at 140 pounds. He got the backing of Earl Spence. Good to see Earl Spence out too. So yeah, bro, he called out Hitchens. I'm not mad at that though. Hitchens trying to fight on Shakur card, uh, January the 31st. He's trying to fight on the card, and he's not doing unification, so he's gonna fight somebody in the top 15. The three names I'm hearing for Hitchens is Jermaine Ortiz, not bad. Michelle Rivera, okay. And then Elvis Rodriguez. I mean, all right. Those three names ain't better than Frank Martin. Shit. Because Frank Martin already beat Rivera when he was on that PED shit. I mean, Elvis Rodriguez, I mean, all right. But to hype but look, Frank Martin and Hitchens, they gonna talk their shit at least. I mean, Jermaine Ortiz can fight, but I'm just talking about just the build up, right? You want an undercard that's got some hype on, so some hype behind it. Hitchens gonna talk his shit. He from New York, you know what he do, right? But Ortiz ain't talking no shit. He's more so on some quiet ass, humble shit, unassuming, yeah, whatever. Uh, Rivera, he ain't talking no shit. You know what I'm saying? He don't know if he want to be Muhammad Ali or Cassius Clay. And then you got Rodriguez, solid fighters, but look, I'm more hyped if Hitchens and Frank Martin, man, fuck all that shit. If you can beat them, show us. Like he kind of like downplaying him, but listen, the way what he did last night. That's why they should go right into the fights while the hype is there. Because we hot on Frank Martin right now because he just went viral with a knockout. So now if Frank Martin stick to the PBC plan, we ain't gonna see his ass to the end of damn 2026, and we damn near gonna forget about the knockout. Get that shit while it's hot, bro. He trying to fight in January. They say it's a quick turnaround. Man, Frank Martin been in training camp for 6 months because the fights kept getting postponed, messing with Tank. So he should be in some type of shit. He didn't take no punishment. You know what I'm saying? Take a little break, whatever, and then get right back to it. That's me thinking. But if Hitchens go from saying, "Man, Frank Martin ain't shit, bro. I beat his ass," then he go fight Michelle Rivera, fans gonna be like, "What the fuck?" That's just how it is. You can't say you all this and all that and go fight this one. And the fans won't Frank Martin. I bet we do a poll right now. Frank Martin and those three guys I named, y'all picking Frank Martin, and that's based on what we just seen last night. So shit, make the damn fight. Make the fight that makes sense for you know what I'm saying? It makes sense right now. Only way it don't make sense if Frank Martin want to take a rest because he just fought. That's the only way. But he's in a voluntary stage. If you look at the IBF rankings, there's no real big names that pop out at you. But I don't know. It is what it is. That's what boxing getting in his way too, making making the right fights at the right time. Frank needed those rounds. Yeah, he did. Now I'm kind of down on Buddy McGirt as a trainer, but he did look good. I will give him credit for that. I don't like Buddy McGirt. I don't like when he say he don't watch the other fighters, his opponents, his fighters' opponents. When he said he never seen Moses Atama fight, bro, I almost threw my damn phone. He trained Dylan White for Moses Atama. We know Dylan White is faded. And he telling the people, he interviewing saying, I never seen Moses fight. Bro, I almost threw my damn phone. For real. That guy is a killer. You over there, that's negligent to me. You know what I'm saying? Like not seen a fight before? Bro, you wild. I know Dylan ain't gonna make a decision who he wanna fight, but you as a trainer, you supposed to look, let's go. You know what I'm saying? That's their job, ain't it? That's why I'm like, bro, I ain't fucking with Buddy McGirt right now. I ain't messing with him. I don't like that comment, bro. I want to see the Frank squash the beef. That's a good one too. I'm not mad at that one either. That's a good fight. Yeah, man, Frank is viable, yo. Man, look, y'all can say all this shit that he got knocked out. He did, but y'all didn't knock him out. Fighters, they want to get credit for what other fighters do to opponents. You ain't do that shit. Tank did. Phyllis Nunez, what's good with you, bro? Salute to you. He said, man, they be horn roach, bro. We're gonna touch on it. He know where he was at last night. If Emma Queen was good, if Richardson, um, if he could whip his ass, let's see it. Um, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, bro, you can't. Yeah, I'm with you. You know what I'm saying? I'm with you on that. He got two good wins over the Australian guys. Okay, I ain't mad at him. Hitchens can box his ass off. I ain't mad at it. But when you pop your shit, bro, and you give us something else, fans don't want. He's gonna be on the. He trying to fight on Shakur undercard in New York City, and he's making a title defense. This is not the WBA and WBO. I mean WBC, WBA and WBC where it can be a motherfucker that haven't fought in 5 years, pop into the rankings. That's a big name, and you fight him, or the way they do their rankings. IBF ain't doing that shit. IBF ain't ranking nobody that haven't fought in 4 5 years, or they're not ranking just a random guy. You know, the new rankings came out this month. Is it possibility that somebody can slide in there for him to be able to, be eligible to fight? Yeah. I was thinking maybe Keyshawn would slide in there. Keyshawn ain't sliding there. He slid into the WBO because he was a former champion. He ain't sliding to the IBF, and the rankings came out a couple of times since he got into the WBO rankings at 140. Talking about Keyshawn. So if you look at what they got right now, those three names I named, Michelle Rivera, Elvis Rodriguez, and Jermaine Ortiz, are the three most viable names. good title defenses. I'm not saying they bad fighters, but Frank Martin on that level, and he bring more attention to the fight to the card. I don't know if he's able to make the fight because I mean Earl Spence said yeah, you know what I'm saying. So I don't know. Yeah, they be killing themselves with doing that shit, bro. He said, duh, bro, I really need your thoughts on Foster Fulton fight. It was a great fight. Became a legit fan yesterday. Yeah, bro, I got you. I'm almost there. I'm gonna get there. Almost there. I ain't mad at Laura. He's supposed to be fighting someone else. Laura embarrassed me going 12 rounds with that guy. Tell her stopped him at 7. And then Ramos stopped him too. There'd be too much dismissing downplaying potential opponent. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And then when you fight them, you want credit. That's what Hitchens did. All right, I'm on my way, y'all. Appreciate it. We're gonna work up the card though, but I'm on my way. Ramos Jr. versus Moses Jr. This is an unexpected good fight though. I was expecting Ramos a little bit more dominant, but Mosley won't go on for that shit. He showed a lot of toughness, a good chin, and a big right hand too. So this wasn't like the best performance of Ramos, but it was a reason. He fought a big, strong guy, you know what I'm saying, that was in some shape and they could take some punches. Even though Ramos had the speed, hand speed, and power advantages, he looked kind of so-so in the fight, but I thought he won the fight clearly. You know, Shane is tough, bro. Like I was expecting him to break down by taking all those shots. He was still in there. He was game. So Jesus Ramos moves on, win the WBC interim title at 160. So he becomes, I guess, the mandatory for Carlos Adames. I don't know no more because they change their rules as they go. But I don't, and it wasn't the best performance of Jesus Ramos, but it still was solid. And you got to get so in this instance, I won't call Ramos. This is what we'll do in boxing. We'll call Jesus a bum. He ain't that. He ain't this. He ain't that. But we won't give credit to Moses Jr. by outperforming. And he did well. He did some good stuff, but Jesus still dominated. So he moves on. Lara versus Gonzalez. So I know you guys in the chat. You know what I'm saying? Y'all, they let you down. Lara let you down. Are Eddie and Turkey cool with Hitchens fighting on that? Oh, that's a good question, though. That's a good question. Ah, shit, good question. You know what? That's a good ass question, bro. Underrated question. I don't know. Look, I'm gonna say this. He lucky he has Keith Conley. Let's just put it like that. You know what I'm saying? I want to see Ramos and Hernandez. Hey, I ain't mad at that. I ain't mad at Hernandez. Yo Hernandez. Foster Shakur. I'm with that, bro. I'm with that fight. That's a good fight. Hopefully, it happens. We'll see. We're gonna touch on that too. Stay with me. All right, Lara versus Gonzalez. Lara scored bookend knockdowns, first and 12th round. In between that shit, bro, motherfucker was nodding off and shit. Lara, he definitely didn't press the gas, but he kept doing this 1-2, 1-2, 1-2. That's it. He did what he had to do. I know he's 42 years old. He got a new opponent. He know this guy too because he used to help him in training camp. It was on the same team with Ismail Salas, so he know who Gonzalez is. So I don't know. I think he kind of got tired. It was like, you know what? I'm just gonna sit on these ropes, and I'm just, you know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna get hit. I'm just gonna sit on the ropes, counter punch occasionally. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? Laura been not caring about the fans. You know what I'm saying? He been sleeping shit at 160, but if he can't get you up out of there, he'll sit on the ropes, so he'll do what he did last night. So by that standard, I ain't really tripping. That's him. He got the win. But nobody ain't trying to see that shit, bro. Ain't nobody trying to see that. And Janabek, he blew a big opportunity because I think he could have beat that version of Laura. Even though Laura is still punching, he scored 2 knockdowns. Janabek will beat him, but we'll never know because the dude, he don't believe in himself. That's why he tested positive. So, I don't know. It's gonna be, I don't know. It's a lot of people ain't trying to see Laura, not trying to see that version of Laura. So I don't know. I don't think. Look, I'm gonna say this: that Jesus Ramos we seen last night don't get it done against that Laura we seen last night. I'm just saying. So I don't think a lot of people gonna be running to fight him. You know, even though he's old, he's still tricky he can run the clock out, whatever. So we'll see. He might be out the ring for another year and a half. All right, Fulton and Foster. This was the biggest intrigue of the card. Salute to everybody coming to the building too. I appreciate it. Gonzalez let me down and fight of his statue will likely never get an opportunity. Yeah, I mean, yeah and no. I'm gonna say, I get you though. I understand your point, but this my point. This dude from Venezuela, you know what I'm saying? He locked in with the WBA. He gonna always get opportunities. You know what I'm saying? I think he was like 30 something and old, 30 something, 30-1 with 30 knockouts, and they had him number 2 or 3 at 154. This is around the pandemic era. They had him number 2. I'm like, oh, let me go search this guy. The dude was fighting in somebody's backyard, knocking out somebody. He gonna always have an opportunity. You know what I'm saying? As long as he locked in with them. But it's getting slim though, so I'm with you. I agree with you. He didn't fight like he was trying to win that fight. No urgency. What do you think about Shock's best option to vacate 135, stay at 30? I mean, I appreciate it. I'm gonna get on that. I appreciate it. I'm gonna highlight it when I get there too. Ammo versus Lara will be explosive. Yeah, it can be a both. Ammo gonna try. Foster did his thing. Yeah, he looked good. Yeah, it was that's not smart. He fought Tellers last year for the interim. Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. He gonna be right back in position. All right, Fulton and Foster. Man, this is domination. Foster dominated this fight. I mean, maybe you can give Fulton round 1, but that was it. He was too slow. He was short on his punches. I ain't see no damn game plan. At the first 2 rounds, Foster fought him in the orthodox stance. Third round, he switched to southpaw. Somebody in Fulton's corner said, "Southpaw killer, southpaw killer," and he went on to lose the next 6, 7, 8 rounds because Foster switched back to the orthodox like in the 9th round, and he got dominated. Man, Fulton, man, Foster was on his shit, boxing real well. The dude. Look, it's weight. This is a prime example where weight class is for a reason. That comes up because Foster was the bigger, stronger, faster. He had all the intangibles, bro. And this shit kills me when people say, "Well, he don't got the experience, bro." He got the experience at this weight class. You know what I'm saying? That's something a lot of people underestimate. But man, this is easy money. Like, look, the way I do my scorecards, I score them round by round. But if it's one sided, like you know, after the 6th round, I stopped scoring. I just put my paper up. The way that fight was going, I was like, man, we good on this. So, Shock Foster wins the WBC interim title at lightweight. Which belt will he keep? Good question. I think. Look, that's a tough decision though, because that's a tough decision to do. It's not as easy as people think because he want to fight Shakur, you know what I'm saying, and that's his ticket to fight Shakur. But unless he got 100% guaranteed from the WBC, then keep the interim title. You give up. It probably makes sense to give up the 130 title because he's been at 130 for a while. He's with Top Rank. He's on the same side of the street, and he couldn't get no unification with Navarrete or whoever. They wasn't giving him Valdez, Navarrete, none of those essays. He wasn't going to get them. So he might as well. You know what I'm saying? 130 is on his head right now. So I think he'll probably keep that interim title at lightweight and probably just, try to work to get that fight with Shakur, which I'm not mad at. That's a good fight. So we're going to see. As far as Fulton, bro, he looked like some shit last night. And he looked bad to me. The whole thing. Missing weight and all. That's why fans, when they see fighters miss weight, we go pick against them. But he really didn't miss. Well, he missed weight, but he didn't miss weight. Look, he never fought above 130. Shock has fought above. He fought at 140 before, so he used to the weight. Like I said, he's been at 130 for a long time. So he had all the advantages. He He dominated. That was a good fight. You can call that a masterclass. He dominated that guy. But you could tell Shock is not. Shock is a good fighter, but he's not great. You know what I'm saying? Because a great fighter would have stopped that Fulton last night. He ain't have nothing for him. He ain't have nothing coming back. He was off his game, and he just kept boxing him and then turned it up. He turned it up, but he ain't turning it up on the level where I'm about to get this motherfucker up out of there. The one criticism I have for Shock in that fight, the body work, bro. Bro, he should, man, he ain't even, I don't think he went to the body more than 10 times. You know what I'm saying? This probably off of instinct. So he dominated. If he keep that interim title at lightweight, then look, let's get the Shakur fight. Win, lose, or draw. If Shakur beats Teofimo, let's get that shit, bro. Come on back. You know what I'm saying? Now you got somebody that want to fight. So that's the low hanging fruit fight. But let me add this too, because I know a lot of people like the low hanging fruit, but I like to get all my vegetables and fruits, and I want everything. Look, Top Rank is in business at lightweight. They got Raymore Tyler, IBF champion, and they got Abdullah Mason, WO champion. Shoot, it could be a world. We can see a world where Shock Foster get elevated if Shakur, he gonna have the same type of options. If Shakur wins, he got 50. Well, he'll have 15 days, just like Shock. Shock got 15 days to notify the WBC which belt he want to keep. If, let's say, Shakur beats Teofimo, he got the same thing. 15 days to let them know which belt you gonna stay at 140 with the WBO, or you gonna come back to 35 with the WBC. You know, so we don't know. So let's say Fulton get elevated to WBC champion. Tyron got 3 in-house fights right there they can make. Now, I don't know, because they proved to not want to make in-house fights and unifications with Shockey Foster at 130. Hopefully that change, and he can fight one of those guys, Raymore Tyler or Mason. So yeah, I want to cover all the bases before, because we just talking about Shakur, but Top Rank is in business. You know what I'm saying? So we'll see. That shit was crazy. Fulton looked like some bullshit last night. He couldn't break the distance. Nope. He couldn't. Nope, not at all. It was even worse when Foster went to Southpaw. And they talking about experience. Man, experience, and bro, that experience shit don't mean nothing if you're not prepared. You know what I'm saying? It don't mean nothing. It don't. That shit don't mean shit, bro. Because he couldn't figure out Foster Southpaw stance, and then he switched back to Orthodox. He didn't figure that out. So yeah, miss me with that shit. I see why Corey didn't want to fight Foster. Man, I don't know if he didn't want to fight him, but that's a good fight. That's a different fight. You know what I'm saying? I think Shakur wins that fight, to be honest. But it's a different fight. It's tricky because Shock is long and rangy and got some good pop. But I don't know. I don't know if he's. I don't know. I think Shakur can beat him, but we'll see. Respect the shot. He better than people realize. Now he's good. He's good. He's good. He's just, my thing about him. He have inconsistent rounds, middle rounds, and then he like to depend on his. He got the clutch gene, so he like to depend on that late in fights. I rock with Fulton, but he might be heading down Danny Garcia path. He in love with the lifestyle outside the ring. Yeah, possibly, bro. New shot was going a step too far. He's a hell of a fighter, overachiever, a hell of an overachiever. Not overly talented, but he made most of he made most of what he was given. Yeah, I'm with that. He's never been like the most spectacular fighter, but he's been like a workmanlike guy with some good skills. Yeah. He did the boy. Yeah, man. Man, I don't know what was going on. Shot quick though. Yeah, he was getting busy, bro. Easy money. Shooting that straight left hand down the pipe too. What was the game plan from Bozy, bro? You know what I'm saying? The game plan. I'm talking about back in 122. I'm with it. If he can make 122, shit, let's go. But he can't make 122 no more. He done. You gotta let your hands go. Yeah. De Los Santos better than Shot. I don't know, bro. Del Santos better than Shot. Shakur would he would cook. I don't know if Del Santos is better than Shot. I don't know. I can't say that. I think Shock better. So not now. So yeah, bro. I don't know what Fulton gonna do. I mean, I don't know if he can even make 130. He's a tweener. You know what I'm saying? If he gonna fight at lightweight, he's a tweener. And and he don't got power like that and all this shit. And like I said, him blowing up in weight is gonna catch up with him, and it did. So it is what it is. Salute to Foster though, because they tried to do him dirty, but he came through. Pitbull and Roach. So man, this was an entertaining fight, fun fight, kind of dirty, a lot of drama and shit into it. It was fun. Um, but first, I thought Pitbull got to a good start. It was kind of even. What changed the fight was the knockdown. Uh, Pitbull landed a left hook in the third round. They caught Lamar Roach off balance, and his glove touched the canvas. How ironic, right? Based on the last fight with Tank Davis, Tank's glove touched the canvas, and he didn't get the. We all know the story. So that was ironic to me. I was laughing off that shit, right? But that kind of woke up Lamont Roach. I thought he started to bank some rounds and stuff, but Pitbull was tough. It was a tough, rugged fight. I think Pitbull realized like, damn, this dude kind of strong. And he can sit with me and thump. But I felt like I said this too. I tweeted this out after the fifth round. I thought Lamont was doing well. But I was like, you know what? He gonna have to pick it up. He gotta know where he at. You know what I'm saying? And I felt like he did, but not like I expected. Like he didn't like totally separate himself, but he did have a nice little separation. Probably like 7, 8. Now he was doing real well. Like it was one stretch where he won like 4. You can arguably say 4 or 5 rounds in a row. You know what I'm saying? He got back in that fight. I thought it was a real close fight. Then in the eighth round, uh, Pitbull got a point deduction for holding. You know what I'm saying? That was another key moment in the fight. And then you know, if you look at the scorecards, if he didn't get a point taken, he would have won by unanimous decision. So I thought Lamont Roach won the fight. I thought he won 114, 112, so 7 rounds to 5. I don't see 8 rounds for Pitbull. One of those cards had an 8 rounds to 4 for Pitbull. 116, 111. I mean, what no, 116, 115, 111. 115, 111 because of 2 points. I didn't see that fight, but I saw a good, close, competitive fight where just me think, even though this is crazy that we have to say this, but know where you at and bro, pick that shit up. You know what I'm saying? But I thought Lamar Roach won the fight. You know what I'm saying? So people calling for robbery and shit. Um, it's tough to say because it was a close competitive fight. It was. That shit. I can see a draw to be honest. But that's just what it is. He know where he at, bro. This is the second time. So will he learn from this? You know what I'm saying? Because he didn't learn from the Tank fight. He didn't like kind of take over the fight. You know what I'm saying? He did some good shit where he was getting off and he was doing some good shit. When he started to box, that shit when he was boxing, like late in that fight, I was like, okay, he owns some shit. But then he kind of let Pitbull get back in the fight. Pitbull even tried to use some lateral movement and use the ring. So he made him get out his game plan, which is good. But I don't know. I think I don't know. It's hard to say because he should have got credit for winning both of those fights on PBC. But it is what it is. Hopefully, I wouldn't mind saying a rematch. We'll see if they can make that happen. Lamar Roach said he broke his right hand in the fifth round, so I'm not sure how long he'll be out. His timetable. Pitbull Cruz, he kind of. I mean, I guess he kind of need Lamar Roach because I don't know. I can't see them putting him in with Gary Antoine or any of the other guys. So I guess he found another dance partner. So we'll see. It was a good fight though. A lot of drama. Pitbull went viral with, what I'm saying, his posing and sticking his tongue out and shit. It had a solid crowd, like over 10,000. They trying to do something new with their pay-per-view model, with bringing new guys into the pay-per-view atmosphere. So I'm not mad at it. But yeah, Roach. Yeah, a lot of people like that sympathy for him for coming up short, saying he got robbed. I understand it. It was a good fight though. Let me see. Get back in the chat. Salute to everybody coming through the building though. Okay, y'all talking. I appreciate it. Ramos. I'm not sure, man. I'm not sure. Maybe I guess he got a title now. I guess maybe Laura, maybe Adonis. I'm not sure. But Lara fight, that I don't know. I don't know if they believe in him enough to go get Lara up out of there to take his belt. But we'll see. Useful advice, I should say. Um, I think the ref, yeah, he helped him out. Yeah, I said that too. I said that Rose brought his own Steve Willis. He was like, Pitbull was kind of dirty though. He was low. He was throwing a lot of low blows and shit, and this shit to hold him. But when the ref was when he was admonishing the guys, his shit was more so he was more so on Pitbull's ass though. So I'm with you. Once I've thought about Chavez and Whitaker, that was different. Nah, Sweet Pea dominated. Sweet Pea won like 10 rounds. That was Roach didn't win 10 rounds. Maybe 7, maybe 8, maybe. It Sweet Pea separated himself like it was a big gap. Like, bro, this dude in a whole other city. You still over here. These dudes was on the same block. They were just chasing each other down the street. You know what I'm saying? It was it was a much different fight, but you gotta know where you at though. You know what I'm saying? Laura Ramos would be fun. I think Ramos is young enough to be able to put sustained pressure on Laura and make him work a little bit more. He just gotta tighten up his defense. But that could be fun for sure. So that's what it is, man. Overall, other than the Lara fight, it was some good fights on the card, and I enjoyed myself. The whole night, the whole day of boxing was pretty good. So I can't complain. We got shit to talk about. What's next for each guy. I think Foster was the standout guy. Um, Welcome back to Frank Martin for sure. We need him back in the game. He's at 140, so hopefully he get a big fight pretty soon. Um, Maybe one more. Like to be honest, maybe give Frank one more, and then okay, world title type shit. Y'all see, he won a WBA regional title last night, so maybe that's the way they want to take him. Let me see. Torhan, she's a standout. You know what I'm saying? She went in there. She was on some 2014 Deontay Wilder shit up in there. She was, man, she wasn't fucking around. So salute to her. She won the IBF title. Shabazz Masood. So it was a good, job attire. He had a crazy highlight reel knockout. Look, yesterday we had two candidates for knockout of the year: Job Attire and Frank Martin. So you know what I'm saying. Y'all know those knockouts that sent a different type of energy to boxing fans. You know what I'm saying? So that's what it is. All right, we're gonna close it out with a couple of news and notes, man. Nothing too crazy, but it's some shit that I want to highlight. Starting with Bakari Samaki, he's the number one contender in the WBC at 154. He's a good fighter, very strong, athletic, tall, rangy guy. He's good. He been doing real good over there in France. He's a self promoter, but he's linking up with Queensberry, so that's a good move. The WBC ordered him to face the number 4 contender from Albania for the final eliminator. So we know at the top we got Sebastian Fundora. He's going to reschedule with Tim. He's going to reschedule with Keith Thurman. Excuse me. Then you got Virgil Ortiz, the interim champion, in talks with Jerron Ennis. Hopefully that fight get made. But Bakari Samaki is in the mix. I like him. So this is a good signing by Queensberry. Queensberry also signed Tony Yoka, who is from France. So now, if you pay attention, Queensberry is opening up a market in Germany with Cabiel. We got some of that undercard coming up. And then they got a market in France with Samaki, and Yoka. If you go watch Samaki's fights or look at the crowd or go to his IG and look at his highlights, the shit be packed, bro. The shit is packed. So he doing something. So he just bringing Queensberry in as a powerhouse to help him get bigger fights. So, bro, they can have the power to bring bigger names over to France and have a great event. So this is a good signing right here, bro. This is a good one. Is Luis Lopez fighting on small? Yeah, next week he got a fight card next week. Yep, the second fight. I've been waiting to see him rumble. See him and Shaq Thompson. Yeah, Shaq Thompson fighting January the 24th. He got a good opponent too. Brad Pauls. That's a good opponent. All right. So they finally made a deal. You know what I'm saying? Callum Smith and David Morrell. What they ain't gonna tell y'all, the reason why this fight ain't happened this year is because David Morrell had a baby. That's why. And he got a new trainer. He's with Ismail Salas now. That's why. So they just basically kind of postpone negotiations. So they probably gonna fight the top of the year. Look like February Riyadh season. This is gonna be a good fight. It's for the WBO interim title. Callum Smith has the title. I think these are this is how the division should do with every division. If the top guys are fighting or they busy, then the next guys underneath 3 and 4 should fight. 5 and 6 should fight, and this type of fight right here. Morrell, he look. Morrell should be 0-2 this year. You know what I'm saying? So he kind of got to you know self reflect and see what's popping because Benavidez beat him up, and then he lost to Katiev, in my opinion. Callum Smith, he had a great fight with Bill Waxley last year, but that was like going on a year. We haven't seen him in a year, so it's a good fight though. You know what I'm saying? And their styles gonna mesh real well, so I'm looking forward to that. Just do boxing in the building. What's good with you, bro? Armando, what do you say? Armando Vargas. Oh yeah, I haven't tapped in with it. I like shit. I like Morrell. I like Morrell. He got a little bit more to his game. How much was Calvin asking for Benavidez? I don't know. I don't know. I guess it was a big number. I don't know. I didn't really get that info. So yeah. I know they were supposed to fight instead of Yard, but I guess he ain't like that number. I guess. All right. So next week, this is the undercard of Kubek Pulev and Marat Gassiev. They announced the undercard, so you guys can take a look at this, and we're gonna cover this this week when we pregame and talk about the upcoming fight week. So they got Nico Ali Wash. He's back. He's been getting fights and staying active without a top rate deal. He fought in the Philippines in October. You know what I'm saying? He got a draw. He probably should have lost, but he got a draw because, he was on his granddad's card for sure. We got, what's his name? Right? That's a big heavyweight. He's facing an undefeated Russian guy. So you guys want to tap in? This is IBA Pro. Tap into their YouTube channel, bro. Because you be able to see all these fights. Let me see, can I put it in the chat? I'm not sure if everybody's tapped in with it, but IBA Pro Boxing, bro. Man, all their shit be on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? All their cards be on YouTube, and that's dope. Let me see, can I find that shit though, real quick. But Pulev and Gassiev, yo, that fight is important now because the winner of that fight got to fight Moses Tama. You know what I'm saying? And that put Moses Tama as a world champion if he get through Jermaine Franklin and all that shit. Let me get this real quick. So we'll see. I just want to highlight that card right there for you guys. MVP they announced they having a card at the open workout for the Jake card for fight week. Let me put this in the chat. So tap in with this YouTube channel, set your notifications, all that good shit. Wasn't sure how Morrell got the nod over Katiev. Yeah, it like they had plans for him. That's why. Benavidez would have ended bro's career. I like Benavidez in that fight too. Who do you think is a better trainer, Salas or Santos? Probably Salas. I think Salas is better. But this is the link to the IBA boxer. So y'all tap in with it, set your notifications, subscribe. Next week, next Friday, we'll have that card with Gassiev and Pulev. So they added 3 fights during the fight week of Jake Paul and Anthony Joshua coming up. So this is December the 16th. So these are 3 fights for you. They just signed Medeiros. He's from Brazil. Reason why he's in this spot because Brazil is one of the highest. We got one of the highest viewership on Netflix. So they got some Brazilians on the card. Jocelyn Camaro, she's making her debut with MVP, and Shannon Courtney is on there too. She's a former world champion. So this is at the open workout, free fights. They added Jamal Harvey to the card for the Jake and AJ. So he's supposed to fight on the Jake and Tank card, but of course that didn't happen. So they're gonna run him back. I like him though. He's an Olympian. He had his first fight a couple of months ago, and they keep him active, so that's good. So yeah, we'll get to see him. Also, haven't been announced, but y'all expect this coming. Caroline Dubois is gonna make a defense on that card, that Jake card coming up. You know what I'm saying? From my understanding, she's gonna face just a regular opponent. A welcome to MVP fight, MVP card, MVP promotions, and then she's gonna try to pursue unifications with Terry Harper or whoever. That Turhan fight gonna be dangerous, but yeah, try to pursue that too. Shit, we want to see the best fights. But yeah, look out for Caroline Dubois. She should be making an announcement this week. Once they lock in an opponent for her, she's gonna fight on that card. So she's leaving boxer to go to MVP, which makes hella sense. Speaking of boxer, they just added Blair Cobbs to their show December the 20th. This is good though. IBA, shout out to Jazzy Dickens. Yep, being elevated. Yeah, he beat and he got a good chance to win too. He looked big and strong against Batagaziev. What you think about Barrios and I don't like it, to be honest. I don't like that shit. He went from good to worse. I don't like the link up, to be honest. But I don't know. That's helping out Ryan to me. Yeah, debut. Yep. Thank Father. What's good with you? So Blair Cobbs, finally we get to see his ass on TV. You know what I'm saying? Last week, this dude fought in Mexico. Ain't nobody see that shit. I seen the clip. This dude fought in Mexico. Let me see if I can find that shit real quick. Under the radar. I don't think they put that shit on Box Rec. You know what I'm saying? But Blair Cobbs, though, look, I like Blair Cobbs in the game because he gonna talk his shit. You know what I'm saying? And he, that shit's cringy that he do. But the UK, I might like that shit over there. You know what I'm saying? So he's fighting on Callum Smith versus Troy Williamson undercard on December the 20th, which is good though. We need him in the mix, even though he's older and shit. We still need him in the mix. Let me see, can I pull this up? Shit is funny as hell. This dude in Mexico and shit. Hold check. Alright, hold on, pull this up real quick. This dude, Blair Cobbs, he fought in Mexico the other week. Hold on 1 second. I don't know if you guys knew this, but yeah, bro. Shit's funny. I don't know if you can see it. It's kind of a grainy ass video. Hold on. But yeah. This dude Blair LaFleur, bro. This dude is funny to me. So it looked like the dude, he even hit him with nothing. But whatever. So yeah, man. Get Blair back in the mix, bro. Welterweight wide open. Shit. He gonna face this kid, Elliot Well. He should win this fight, but more importantly, get your name out there. That's the most important thing. Here are 2 fights that they added to the Cabiel Kayemba card. Zerkenhammer. What is Zerkenberger? Zerkenhammer? He's I know who he is. He's a southpaw. He fights at 168. He's a solid European guy. I know he got some world rankings in the IBF and WBO. So he's on this card. He's undefeated, 28-0. Um, he just had a good win too. Damn, who he beat? I forgot who he beat, but it was a notable name too. But yeah, he's back. He's on this German card, and then they had another heavyweight fight, Shalal versus Milas. So they're trying to build up the German market, with Cabiel. They already sold out, bro. Like 12,000, 13,000. They already sold out. So they're bringing boxing back to Germany. So they're just going to load it up with some, German fighters. Also on this card, though, it's supposed to be a WC interim title fight at lightweight, but Yair Herrera versus Ricardo Nunes is going to be on this card, too. Yes, sir. I the Tiger just announced the Flair. The Tiger, he just announced they just announced a card for February the 5th. It's gonna be headlined by Albert Ramirez, the WBA. I think he's an interim champion at light heavyweight. He's a good fighter, yo. Real good fighter. I like him, man. I think to be honest, I thought he was when I heard that Benavidez was fighting Yard. I thought Albert Ramirez would actually be a better opponent for uh for Benavidez. Like for real, I think he got a little bit more tools than Anthony Yard. Anthony Yard is pretty much we know he's a big puncher, but once he gets to a certain point, he gonna fade. You know what I'm saying? And so that's what happened. But on this undercard, we got some notable names though. Uh, what's the name? Arthur Bergazio? No. I may be saying the name wrong. The Wolf that fights at 140. He's on this card. He's tough. You know what I'm saying? He's tough. I like him. He's on this card. But it's Lawsonoff. He's on this card too. And he's making his way up the rankings at 140 pounds. So look out for him. So hopefully we get some US TV for this card. But they did announce it for February the 5th. He said they sleep on Albert Ramirez. No, he can fight, bro. He can fight. I like him. Southpaw, got some power. So yeah. All right. This the Hall of Fame inductees for 2026. Yeah, my man right. Yep, him. Yep. Yes, sir. He's like number 5 in the IBF at 140. Hitchin ain't gonna call his name, but because he'll bring, I get it. He'll bring that to the table. He a good fighter. You know what I'm saying? Like they be like, who is this guy? Who is this? But these guys looking for opportunity. You know what I'm saying? So I get it. But here's the Hall of Fame inductees for 2026. You know what I'm saying? They got Triple G first ballot. So I see some people mad at it. I mean, he gonna get in. He got the media love Triple G. He's been the media darling for the longest time. Jackie Nava, you know what I'm saying? She can fight. I remember her. Nigel Benn gets in. He been on the ballot for a while. It's crazy. He got in over Eubank and Steve Collins, and both of those guys beat him. So what it is, what it is. Fujioka, I remember her. She was a long reigning champion. Well, man, who did she lose to? Did she lose to? I think she lost to Marlene. I think that's the last time I seen her. And then Antonio Tarver, he gets in. So yeah, that's what it is though. Hey man, look, this shit right here, bro. I really don't have no, you know, opinion like that on it. You know what I'm saying? Because they gonna do whatever they want to do, and it's like, okay, if somebody tests positive, like Tarver tests positive twice, he gets in. You know what I'm saying? He didn't get it on the first ballot, but he gets in. So I feel like it's watered down. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like Nigel Benn probably didn't have a better career than Chris Eubank, but he gonna get in before Chris Eubank. I get it. So I don't know the criteria. I don't know what it means. Like Christina Hammer, she was on the ballot. She probably had a better career than Jackie Nava and Fujioka. She didn't get in. You know what I'm saying? She's a 2 division world champion, the best opponent on Carissa Shields' resume. So I don't know the standards, bro. I ain't really tripping off of it. But this is a class though. So if you want to tap in, feel free. They're gonna have like the Hall of Fame on their YouTube channel, the Hall of Fame YouTube channel. They'll have the induction there, and they normally have a fight card on that Friday. So yeah, we'll see what they have for us. And then the last one, Teofimo and Shakur Stevenson fight got announced this week. This has been like the worst secret in the world. We knew this fight was gonna happen. Everybody was just waiting on a date and the actual poster and all that shit. But yeah, yo, this is a big fight, yo. Two, guys in their prime that boxing fans know. You know what I'm saying? And they fight at 140 for Teofimo's belt. They will have their press conference coming up. I think it's on the 10th. You know what I'm saying? And they haven't announced excuse me, they haven't announced the undercard, but I'm looking forward to it to see who they're gonna have on there. Now, if I'm just guessing, I mean, like I said, Hitchens is probably gonna be on there. I would do the New York guys, New York and New Jersey guys. This is promoted by Matchroom, so I would put Khalil Cole on there versus Jesse Hart. They can reschedule that. Philly, New Jersey. I would put Ray Ford on there against a viable opponent. I put Berlanga on there against Resendez and run it like that. Maybe Keyshawn, get him on there. So we'll see. Now this card, Matchroom was doing this card, but I think Keith Conley has a big hand in this card because he got Teofimo and he got Hitchens and he got Berlanga. So he has a lot of say so. My man asked me earlier the relationship between Turkey and Eddie working with Hitchens. I think it comes down to Keith Conley, who is like, he's the man. He one of the best managers in boxing. So yeah, that's what it is, man. I'm looking forward to this, man, because I know, so these are both polarizing guys, but the one that get the more heat is actually Shakur, because Shakur is opposite with a lot of fans' favorite fighter. He's an op for for Haney, and he's an op for Tank. So they'll ride hard for them. But Teofimo get a lot of backlash too. He don't get as much as he probably should because his racist comments. So they'll probably root for him to win the fight, or they'll downplay the fight. This is actually a good fight because Teofimo, he ain't no easy money. No matter what we say about him, he never been easy money. You know what I'm saying? He rises to the occasion. We know that. But I think this one right here it might be a little different. We'll see. If both guys say they're great, this is a great chance to prove it because the person they are fighting, they're basically, um, they in the same age bracket, so it shouldn't be no crazy disadvantage. Shakur said he's great. He moving up to 140. Let's see what it is. Same thing with Teofimo. Might be one of his best wins. If Teofimo win, even him beating Lomachenko and Josh Taylor, he may get more props for being Shakur. So yeah, bro, press conference coming this week, and I guess they'll get all the details. I heard they're fighting at MSG, but let's see if they announce this undercard because we under 8 weeks. We under 8 weeks for this fight. You know what I'm saying? So hopefully they already got something ready. So we'll see. Yes, sir. Now they haven't announced the venue, so I'm guessing they'll do that on that day. So we'll stay tuned. Rose got to stop messing with PBC. Turn to the draw man. Yeah, bro. What else he gonna do? Go back to Pro Box? You know what I'm saying? We'll see. All right, so that's my time, man. Salute to everybody coming through the building. I appreciate the time. Make sure you hit that like button on your way out. We'll be back on Tuesday. We're gonna talk about this upcoming fight week. Got some good stuff to cover. Yeah, bro. Y'all stay locked in with this boxing. You know what I'm saying? Enjoy the rest of your day, and I'm out.